What's going on, guys? YouTube, how's it going? This is the Dewsk, minus my cohort today, Duda. I apologize for those of you who are looking forward to seeing that meathead. He's currently MIA. I think he's just busy today. Couldn't make it. But not to fear, I am not riding solo. I have my boy Josh here. He's going to chime in with some of his thoughts. Just enjoyed a delicious bagel from Dunkin' Donuts. Can never go wrong. So this is week 5 now in the NFL. Is it week 5 or week 6 in the NFL? This is week... Yeah, week 6. Unbelievable how fast it's going by already. Apologize, I didn't make this this video earlier because of obviously the game last night, 2 nights ago. The Thursday night game, which was a good game, by the way. Titans ended up beating the Steelers at home. They got a 3-point win. Matt Hasselbeck, man, he's a good quarterback still to have. He's probably the best backup in the league, and I don't think Locker will be back anytime soon. So it was a nice win for Tennessee, but here we go. So I'm going to start with the 1 o'clock games, then move on to the 4 o'clock. So at first 1 o'clock CBS, we have the 1-3 Carson Palmer-led Oakland Raiders heading into the Georgia Dome in ATL to take on the Matty Ice-led, Julio Jones-led, and Roddy White-led. You can even throw Tony Gonzalez in there. The 5-0, red-hot 5-0 undefeated Atlanta Falcons. Don't really see the Raiders putting up much of a fight here. Darren McFadden's kind of had a disappointing season, though. I got the leading stats right here. 57 carries, 201 yards, and 1 touchdown. I'm going with Atlanta just because Matt Ryan's playing really well, and I think Roddy White and Julio Jones is the best wide receiver combo in the league. What do you want to offer your thoughts?
Atlanta, yeah.
That's what's by far.
Oakland's just not good enough.
Nope, I completely agree.
But they could lose next week. I don't know who they're playing.
Next, we got the 3-2 Cincinnati Bengals traveling not very far to take on the lowly 0-5 Cleveland Browns. Bengals should have this game. The Browns, they have glimmers of, positive things that, hey, this team actually may be able to do some things, but Brandon Weeden just makes too many rookie mistakes. I'm going with the Bengals. Look for a couple Andy Dalton, A.J. Green touchdowns.
Bengals defense is pretty stout, especially against the run, I believe.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take an upset pick here. I think Cleveland's due. They almost beat the Ravens on a Thursday night game.
Yeah, that's true.
So as long as they manage turnovers, Weeden does decently managing the game, they should win.
I agree.
Expect Trent Richardson to have a big day, too.
I agree. Let's see what we got next. So we got the Bengals there. Next, we got the 3-2 St. Louis Rams coming off a nice win, by the way, against traveling down south to Miami, Florida, to take on the 2-3 Miami Dolphins, led by rookie quarterback Ryan Tannehill. I think this will be a pretty even game. Dolphins had a nice win last week, and they almost beat the Cardinals the week before. But I'm going to go with St. Louis. Bradford's playing pretty well this year, and Steven Jackson, one of the best backs in the league. Although it sucks. No, they lost Danny Amendola. I'm not sure how long he's out for. I believe it's 5 weeks. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm picking the Rams, dude. What do you got, dude? Rams, Dolphins.
I'm going to take Dolphins here. I don't know why. I have no idea why.
I know those picks.
The loss of Amendola, that was his number 1 receiver, Bradford. So
yep.
Look for a low-scoring game. Both teams are stout on D. Miami's been lately, especially.
Yeah, I agree. And you got Cameron Wake on your D-line. That's pretty scary. So next we got the 1 o'clock, the 2-2 Indianapolis Colts traveling to the Meadowlands to take on the 2-3 New York Football Jets, led by Mark Sanchez. This should be an interesting game, especially the Colts pulling out that last one out of their ass. And it was actually just a really good drive by Luck, and Reggie Wayne had a huge game, but it's at home, Jets, tough loss. They were in it with Houston pretty much the whole game, just a couple mistakes here and there, and I think they can play with anyone, so this should be a pretty close game. I'm going to pick the Jets to squeak out a win at home. And what do you think, dude?
I think this is going to be one of
Jet fan here,
type
so
of game that both offenses are going to air it out.
Yep, exactly. I think so too.
Affair, and I'd say the Jets get by on a late field goal.
I think
good enough defense, get maybe a late turnover, and take the momentum.
I think so too. Look for the Jets to pick up a win there, move back to 500. Next, we got, this is a game I'm looking forward to. 1 o'clock on Fox. Surprisingly 1-3 Detroit Lions traveled to Philly to take on the 3-2 Mike Vick-led Eagles. And Lions need a win here. They're in trouble, I think. Eagles had a tough loss. That still pisses me off because they should have beaten Pittsburgh. So I'm going to go with the Eagles, bounce back win. And Vic, got to hold on to the ball, my man. You can't keep fumbling like that. But I got the Eagles. What about you?
Eagles and who? Who are we talking about?
Lions.
Eagles and Lions.
At Philly.
I'm going to take the Eagles here. I think Vic's he's been turning over the ball.
They need to give McCoy the ball more. They need to hand the ball more.
It's one of those games where Vic plays a complete game, minimizes turnovers, and Eagles win with that defense.
I agree. Lions just, I don't know. They just don't. I don't know what it is. Do they have any big injuries? Do you know? I think Stafford's just having an off year, and Calvin Johnson's been quiet.
As good as it
Yeah, that's exactly
true.
Giving
up a lot of yards.
Move on to the rest of the 1 o'clock games. We got the 1-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Poor Matt Castle. I hope he gets better because he was a former Pat. You never want to see that happen. Take on Brady Quinn. Taking on the so the Chiefs taking on the 1-3 led Josh Freeman led Buccaneers in Tampa. This could go either way, to be honest. You know what? I've actually been wanting to see Brady Quinn. I liked him at Notre Dame. I've been waiting to see this kid get a chance to play for a while. Obviously in Denver, he wasn't going to play with Tebow. But again, Bucs are at home, new quarterback for the Chiefs. I think Brady Quinn will have a decent game, but I'm going to pick the Bucs to win. Josh Freeman to Mike Williams, look for some hookups. You think Kansas City and Tampa?
I'm going to also go with Tampa Bay in a close game,
possibly yeah. I could see it like one of those low-scoring OT ones.
Look for maybe a live look-in after your
exactly
an early 1 o'clock game ends.
Exactly.
This is going to be one of those games. It's going to come down to a wire. Maybe Ryan suck-up of a Kansas City with a 40-yarder. Who knows?
Exactly. It's going to be. I agree.
Bucs as well.
I get one of those tight games. So then we move on to the last of the 1 o'clock games, and this is a good matchup right here. We got the 2-2 Dallas Cowboys, led by the inconsistent Tony Romo, taking on the 4-1 Joe Flacco-led Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are 3-0 at home thus far on the season. Man, this is a big game. I think the Cowboys, if they win this would be a huge statement. A road win in Baltimore, one of the toughest places to play. We all know about that defense. But, again, I'm going to go with Baltimore just because and Des Bryant, another guy, I drafted him so early. I learned my lesson this year because he's been so inconsistent. And just Tony Romo, he's just, like I said, like Des, he's inconsistent. But I see Joe Flacco having a big game, Ray Rice running all over the place. I'm picking the Ravens to win by like 10 or so. What do you think? Ravens, Cowboys.
I'm going to do my biggest upset of the week here. Cowboys.
I was thinking about picking that too.
I don't know why, and they're at Baltimore, but I'll say this. They protect Romo enough. Offensive line does a little better. DeMarco Murray has a big day on the ground. We saw McCoy played well against Baltimore. So there's going to be places.
And the Ravens
secondary can be exposed.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was trying
Romo
to say.
to right the ship here, have a good game.
I agree.
And they will squeak by on a 3-point win.
All right, so he's got the Cowboys. I got the Ravens there. Now we move on to the 4 o'clock slate. We got a 4:05 start. The 2-3 Buffalo Bills heading to Phoenix to take on the 4-1, surprisingly 4-1, coming off their first loss at the hands of the Rams, 4-1 Arizona Cardinals. Bills, Brian Fitzpatrick, that team just does not scare me. Granted, they gave up my Pats a hard time a couple weeks ago, but just Brian Fitzpatrick is not a failure as a quarterback. I'm going to go with Kevin Kolb and Fitzgerald having a big game. This Buffalo defense was so overhyped in the offseason. You think about it, Mario Williams, Mark Anderson. They got some young corners and about to be exposed. Watch for Kolb, Fitzgerald. huge game. So I'm picking the Cards.
I'm going to say it's going to be a close game, but I'm also
I
going to go
could
with
see
Arizona.
it being a close game, too.
I'm also going to go with Arizona. I think Fitzpatrick throws for 300 yards, possibly.
Yeah, I could see that, too.
Look for Arizona to win this game, possibly a Patrick Peterson pick six or a punt return.
I could see that, too.
Turning into a corner we never saw coming. Actually, we did, because he's at, LSU? Obviously?
Yeah, he's nasty.
He's really good. He's in his second year.
I agree.
Look for a big day for Arizona's defense.
I agree. And that's all. I'm glad Josh brought that up. Arizona's got one of the more underrated Ds in the league. Next, this is another one. 4:25 start on Bucs. We got the New York Football Giants at 3-2, led by the kind of Down syndrome-looking Eli Manning, traveling to San Fran to take on the 4-1 San Francisco 49ers with Alex Smith and company. Niners are 2-0 at home. Not just because I hate the Giants, but you know what? I'm picking the Niners because this would be a win that really make another statement, pound to one of the better NFC teams. And I just think Eli's, I don't know, this is my theory with the Giants. They'll start out shitty, like it's almost like, all right, guys, let's let the other team get some hope, and then, boom, come third quarter or midway through the third, they're like, all right, now let's pick it up a little. And Eli hooks up with Victor Cruz and stuff. I don't see that happening in San Francisco. And Patrick Willis and so all those other guys are going to eat Eli alive, I think. I'm picking Niners to win, but it's going to be a close game.
I'm going to say this is going to be possibly your game of the week.
Yep.
The Niners are looking for a lot of redemption.
Oh, yeah.
That loss in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, yeah, this NFC Championship rematch. That's right.
Punt fumbles.
Kyle Williams, yep. They're definitely going to be looking.
I'm going to call the Niners are going to win this. It'll be a close game, possibly a high-scoring game because you know Giants are going to score. And you got to love San Francisco's attack. A balanced offense. They can run. Very balanced offense. They got a great offensive line. They can sling it. They can play.
And they got some good young. Michael Crabtree's finally turning into that young receiver I was expecting.
They take long, time-consuming drives.
They do. Eat up the clock.
The Giants. That could.
Yep.
Normally I'd say Eli is going to squeak out with some miracle, but I'm going to say 49ers is a little too much.
And I could see a David Akers game-winning field goal.
A little too much for them, and Frank Gore has a big day on the ground.
I agree. And O.C. Manura is fucking overrated, and all those, like, ballin'! I don't think so.
So the Giants go down.
I'm picking that too. Next we got, here we go, the other four. My matchup I'm looking forward to. We got my 3-2 New England Tom Brady-led New England Patriots, 2-1 on the road so far this year, traveling to a probably the toughest place to play in the NFL, to I think it's CenturyLink Field now. I thought it was Quest Field, to take on the Russell Wilson-led 3-2 Seattle Seahawks, who are 2-0 at home, should be 1-1. We all know the Green Bay fiasco, but I'll tell you what. This is going to be a tougher matchup than I think. I am not taking this lightly at all. I know Seattle's got a really good D-line. But you know what? The one thing I think it's going to work for us is that game last week against the Broncos, that up-tempo, wasn't even no huddle, it was quicker than that. Up-tempo, barely let the defense rest, can't figure out what's going on. And now we have a balanced running attack with Bolden and Ridley, and Brady, Welker's getting back in the mix, and one of these days we're gonna hit up Lloyd for a long ball. But I think this is a game where we really just utilize the run, open everything up. I'm gonna pick the Pats, but it's gonna be a close game. I think it'll be like a 10-point win. But I think Seattle's gonna give us some trouble on D. But I'm picking the Pats.
Seattle's at home. They play extremely well.
Exactly, and they play extremely well at home.
Go East Coast to West Coast
and
play there.
Apparently, didn't mean to cut you off, dude, but apparently why it's so tough to play there is the stadium was built so where it traps in the crowd noise. So yeah,
very loud place. If anyone's going to get pressure on Tom Brady, this could be the team.
Yep, exactly.
So look for him. Look for maybe a stagnant offense in the first half. I'm going to say Patriots pull away late.
I think so too.
Fourth quarter drive. And they're too much. They're proving to be too much for the offense of Seattle. And if Russell Wilson makes some early mistakes, look for Matt Flynn to be plugged in the second half.
I agree.
Because Wilson's not getting it done.
And you made a good point about getting pressure on Brady because if they get him early,
that rookie, he's down.
And Chris Clemens, one of the best DNs in the league, if they get to, that's the one thing I always notice about Brady. If you ruffle his feathers early, if you get to him and get him all shaky and stuff, he'll be uncomfortable for the rest of the game. So it's pretty much Seahawks need to get penetration, but Pats winning that one. So we got that pick. So last two games we got here, the last 4:25 game of the day. I like this team a lot. The 4-1 Minnesota Vikings, underrated quarterback in Christian Ponder, playing very well this season. Travel to Washington and take on the 2-3 Washington Redskins. Skins 0-2 at home spot. Now I haven't heard the latest on RG3. I assume he'll probably end up playing. But if he doesn't, Kirk Cousins, another rookie, he played pretty well actually when he came in. He threw a couple picks, but I think the Vikings just too much Ponder, too much AP, and too much Percy Harvin. So I'm picking the Vikings.
This is a good matchup here. Vikings are red hot.
And that's the thing, though. Skins aren't even that bad.
I'm going to say RG3 I have him on my fantasy team. He's supposed to play. All signs are pointing to go. He just has to get that final clearance, but he's looking ready. So expect him out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a close game, but Vikings proved to be too much.
Man. I like this team.
Maybe a late turnover by RG3.
I could see that. Yep, a late turnover.
Doesn't have enough to work with on offense, and Vikings get it done with AP.
I agree. Yeah, AP, man, looking healthy.
Also,
even
look
after
at Percy Harvin. This kid's really
Exactly. And he's turned into not just an obviously threat on kick return, but he's a threat at receiver. So now we move on to the Sunday night. Man, we got a good Sunday and Monday matchup. Wow. 8:20 Sunday night on NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. I think that's what NBC stands for. The surprising 2-3 Aaron Rodgers-led Green Bay Packers travel to Reliant Stadium in Houston and take on the undefeated 5-0 Matt Schaub-led Texans. Texans 2-0 at home. Man, this Texans, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but after watching them against the Jets, you can beat them. They're not unbeatable.
Not
exactly. You can beat them. With that being said,
you got to stay in the game with them.
Exactly. With that being said, this is the type of team they're playing, the Packers, where I can see Aaron Rodgers. He's probably pretty pissed off. Losing to the Colts last week hasn't been the season so far he thought it'd be. You know what? This is going to be my upset. I'm going to pick the Packers to win this game. I'm going to pick Rodgers. Big game. And first of all, I need a big game from Jermichael Finley and Greg Jennings, so you motherfuckers both better play. But I'm talking 3 or 4 touchdown game from Aaron Rodgers. I know the Texans have a good D, and they're at home, but you know what? Shit happens in the NFL. I'm picking the Packers. Clay Matthews is going to have sack lunch.
This would be a huge win for the Packers, a statement win to
Yep.
get back on track or whatever after
Yeah.
that disappointing loss last week to Indy.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with Houston. They're coming back home. They're embarrassed a little bit with their performance at Jets. They expect to score more. But I'm gonna say J.J. Watt, the defensive line, just get after it.
He's
a
fucking
Green Bay's
machine.
O-line can be exposed.
Yeah, that's true. Their O-line. That's actually, I agree.
I'm gonna say Texans in a close one. Andre Johnson, Foster.
He needs to have a big game. Yep.
And
it's gonna be a good game. So Josh picking the Texans. I'm picking my upset of the week, the Packers over the Texans to end the streak. Undefeated streak. And we cap off Week 6 on Monday night, October 15th, 2012, 8:30 on ESPN, prime time. We got the 2-3 Peyton Manning-led Denver Broncos traveling to the West Coast, well, not too much further west where they are, to take on the 3-2 Phillip Rivers-led San Diego Chargers. Chargers, I knew they were going to lose to the Saints last week. I picked the Saints to get their first win over them. But, oh my God! So watching some college football here, Geno Smith, he's just nasty. So yeah, though Broncos and Chargers at home. I think Peyton Manning is still the same Peyton Manning after watching him against the Pats last week. He can still do it, but you know what? There's just they have too many ineffective areas on the team.
This offense.
Exactly. He's still getting used to it, but there's too much on that team. Guys aren't holding on to the ball But I'm going to pick, cap off Week 6, I'm going to pick the Chargers to win at home. Big game from Rivers. Look for Broncos don't really have that great of a rush D, so look for Ryan Matthews to have some sort of a decent game. But look for Rivers to hit up Gates and Malcolm Floyd. Yeah.
He's pretty good.
So I'm picking Rivers 2 or 3 touchdowns game, Chargers over the Broncos.
I'm going to stick with Denver this week. I think they need to get back on track.
It's actually probably the smart pick, yeah.
It was a tough loss to the Patriots last week, but, they got something going on offense late in that game.
Yep, that's true. Developed a rhythm.
I think it carries over. I think you look for, finally, Tammy and Peyton to get.
Yeah, finally get there. And what happened to Noshawn Moreno? Is he hurt?
He's a no-show, but Willis McGahee's done.
He's still, he's still a solid back.
He's still a very good back for his age. I'm going to say Denver in a close one.
It's going to be a close game.
Late, win by a touchdown.
All right.
Peyton gets back on track.
I think that's actually a good pick. I don't know why I made my. So, and that's pretty much it, guys, for Week 6. Hope you enjoyed the picks, and also for you baseball fans, we got Game 1 of the ALCS tonight. The New York Yankees coming off a win last night, closing out against the Orioles. Got Yankees at home, opening up against the Detroit Tigers, and my boy Josh here is a Yankee fan. Just want to get, what are your quick thoughts on tonight's game?
Tonight, well, since both
you got Andy Pettit against Doug Fister.
Yeah, Fister, I believe.
What do you think your Yanks need to do to?
I think
Pettit needs to have. I think Pettit needs to go at least 5 or 6.
One thing that's been strong this postseason for the Yankees has been our starting pitching.
I agree.
We've pitched very well. All starters have gone into the 8th inning, given our bullpen good rest. It's just all about scoring. If we can get a couple off of Fister, I think we can with that short right porch. And the guys you got to worry about, Cabrera. Be careful
Obviously,
with
Cabrera.
You have to walk him, then do it.
Yep. And you got to be careful with Prince, too.
Don't let him get extended. He's going to use that right porch. He can use that part.
Yeah, he can hit anywhere.
But depending on the weather, a lot of balls have been getting blown down.
Yep.
It could be a pitcher's game. So I think look for good performances by Fister and Pettit, both into the 7th inning.
It should be. I think so, too. I think it's going to be a good pitcher's duel.
And I think the Yankees take it at home.
I think they'll win tonight, too. It'll be a close game, but I think they'll pull it out. Watch for a couple, watch for Ibanez. That guy.
RBI again last night to start off the
so that's the ALCS, and then NLCS, man, for those of you, I stayed up and watched that game last night. This is the first playoff where I've actually enjoyed, despite my team, the Red Sox, not being in it. I was fucking losing my shit watching the Cardinals win last night. For those of you who didn't know, Nationals were up 6-0. Cardinals cut it to 6-4. Then they scored 2 to tie it. No. They scored, it was 6-4. Yeah, that's right. Scored a couple.
Or 2 to tie it. There was 2 outs in the inning.
2 outs. They were 1 strike away. Drew Storm, their closer. I don't know if that guy made it out of the arena
last night. Was pretty bad. I don't like to bring him out, but there was 2 possible strikeout calls to call the game, and he missed both of them. Pitcher comes out. You could tell he's thinking about it, and that's when pitcher gets in his head,
gets flustered,
gives up a hit down the line, and you got 2 more runs coming in, and that did it. Proved to be too much. Nationals offense couldn't come back.
I don't wonder.
Cardinals are just hot.
You gotta, and that's Cardinals, defending champions, never say die.
It doesn't matter who comes up in the
exactly. They have those pesky guys.
They got these pesky hitters. They find a way. I'm a little annoyed because they're in the freaking deep in the postseason every year.
I know.
And I wanted the Reds also.
I know, Reds.
Boring Giants and stupid Cardinals.
I know. And I still don't understand why Steven Strasburg did not pitch at all for the Nationals. I don't understand it.
Closer though, the Nationals.
Oh, I know. Stolen.
Because they have been waiting a long time to go.
I know. But, so as far as the NLCS, Cards, Giants, I'm just going to make my predictions now for the whole series. I'm going to go with the Giants, I think. They too came back. They were down to the Reds 2-0 in the series. They came back, won yesterday. I think Lincecum is going to get his shit together. And I think they're going to make it to the World Series for the second time in 3 years. Yeah. And Barry Zito, too. You never know. He can have a good outing.
The guy Romo is their closer or whatever.
Yeah, poor man Tony Romo. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Baseball tonight. So for all you Yankee fans, my boy here, good luck to your pinstripes. And as always, get ready for some football tomorrow, guys. That's what Sundays are all about. And, again, as always, comment, subscribe if you want to. Leave your thoughts in the comments, what you guys think is going to happen, who's going to have a big game tomorrow, whatnot, and all that. So, yeah. For my boy Josh filling in for Duda, want to sign off.
I just want to say that maybe next episode we might get into NBA because
actually good call.
Hot right now.
Yep, it's a good call. Next episode, I'll have my boy Josh and
a lot of changes in the NBA this year with the Nets with their big hiccups.
I'll have my boy Josh and Duda here. We'll do a little 3-man booth. We'll do some in-depth NBA talk because he's right actually. Opening season, Celtics and Knicks are playing tonight, so preseason. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Exactly. Stay tuned for next week. We'll do some NBA talk as well as our NFL and pick up where we're at in the playoffs, baseball. So, that's pretty much it, guys. And for all of those, my loyal wrestling fans, I appreciate you guys asking more videos, and you know what? I am getting the itch to start doing them again. I think I'm going to start doing my Raw reviews again, pay-per-views. I've just taken a little time off because it's kind of irritating to keep up with it every day, every week, and whatnot. But I will get back to those videos very soon, so keep an eye out, guys. I'm the Dewsk. I'm out. Peace.